Welcome back to World of Warships with your host, X-Brad TC. Today in the mighty Tier 4 U.S. battleship, the Wyoming, on the Archipelago map. Not off to a great start here. Bad shot on the Colbird. I mean, we do some damage. But then I immediately ram a teammate and get pounded. Take a Citadel. Yeah, it's bad when you first time somebody shoots at you, you need to burn your heel. So, don't like that. And somebody killed the carrier, killed the Colberg I was going for. So let's take a look. We're trying to work our way to the west side of the map. Okay, if you're just going to sit there, I'm going to shoot at you. That's the guy, I believe, who citadeled me earlier. It's very frustrating. Guys just sitting there and I only get one penetration. So, not off to a great start. By the way, the carrier driver, the Hosho driver on our team, was really good. And I appreciate the help that he gave. This is not a very high-scoring game, but very interestingly, I had a dry spell for 2 months. I simply could not earn a Kraken. And this week, 3 days, 3 Krakens. Each time, the first or second battle of the day. Okay, it's a low-tier fight. You get a lot of poor players in the low tiers. Yeah, I'm looking to try and polish that guy off, but I think somebody's going to get him before I get a shot at him. But, you're also dealing with, at the low tiers, you have handicaps that you don't have at the high tiers. And one thing about high tier fights is when they go pear-shaped quickly. Whereas in the low tiers, you're often able to claw back. Alright. Yeah. The Phoenix hit the brakes, didn't come out all the way, still get one penetration on him. And he's backing down. I could have done better than that. That was poor shooting on my part. I feel bad about it. Still, we're sitting on 10,000 damage. It's not like we're not doing anything. Oh, Mr. St. Louis. See if we can't say hello to him. He's just getting underway. Is he stopping? I think he's stopping. Still, 4 penetrations and an overpin. That's 9,000 damage to him. I'll take it. I still want this Phoenix. He's playing the old backup game, but no, he's gone ahead, put it in forward, and yeah, we can't really get a decent shot at him. We'd end up just shooting the island. So let's go look back at the St. Louis. Oh, sitting still. I think he's starting to back down. Change the point of aim just a little bit. Try and get a little bit of damage on him. Very frustrating. Just 2 overpens and an end cap. And I think he's going to be done or backing down far enough that we're not going to get a shot at him. Let's see. Come on, guns. Reload. He's moving forward now. Down 3 ships to 2. 1 penetration. And left him hanging by a thread. However, very quickly, our team has polished off enemy Phoenix and one of the enemy carriers. I did not, and I was wrapped up in my own thing. I never saw what happened to the carrier. Didn't have a clue. Shots out on the Nassau. Could have let him a little more. I don't know. It just didn't look like he was moving at full speed, so I didn't lead him enough. And you know what? There's that St. Louis again. Keep an eye on him. And there is a a pair of battleships over here with me working on this guy. Terrible dispersion. Very frustrating. Just a little bit of angle and not getting her done. Is the St. Louis going to come poking around the edge? I hope so. Leave the Nassau alone for a little bit. Come on. Come on. Get the guns over there. Get them reloaded. And that looks pretty good. Good dispersion on that one, too. That's one. And there is, what is that, a Duguay Troulant right behind him. A French Tier 4 cruiser. Since the guns are already pointed this way. Do a ranging shot, just point of aim a little bit. And that was very frustrating. And so far, since that initial Citadel I took, I haven't taken a lot of damage. So everybody's deciding to shoot somebody else. We'll take one more crack at this guy. Just the point of aim. And that looks pretty good. There we go, that's two. I love killing cruisers. Alright. And the enemy, Orion, set me on fire. I had nothing better to do than put it out. This Nassau, don't know what he was thinking. Got him. That's three. Alright, unfortunately, all the other enemy ships, the surviving enemy ships, are way across the map, so I had to spend a couple of minutes driving over there. And while I was doing that, the enemy carrier popped into view. So I'm kind of constrained here. I've got an island off my starboard side, so every time I turn, I come close to running aground. So rounds out, come back to port. Unfortunately, that looked like a really good salvo, and nothing. It was just a little short. Because, you know, I opened fire at extreme range. Tend to miss fairly often when I do that. Still, since we're shooting at the carrier, we've switched to HE. Again, we're constrained because we want to turn to the starboard to get our guns to bear, but we don't want to run aground. Slow down during the turn, speed up, come back to port. This is a much better salvo. The range is a little bit more reasonable, and a fair chunk of damage, and we set him on fire. Now, I believe he has put the fire out because we're not seeing the damage increase any. Two enemy ships left. Just the carrier and the Orion, who... this guy has not done any damage. The guy in the Orion hasn't taken any damage in the entire match. Another salvo. Carrier has just burned his repair to put out the fire I started in the last salvo. So we get another big hit, 7,000 damage, and now he's on fire. He's got two fires burning, and his damage control is on cooldown. So he's screwed. Now, finally, somebody has done some damage to the Orion. And while we're waiting for a shot at the carrier, we're just going to use one little salvo. And we're switching back to AP since we're going to be fighting a battleship here very shortly. In the meantime, can't get all the guns over on the Orion because we can't come any further to the right. We're trying to get past the end of the island. We have just enough to turn and get a couple of guns pointed at the carrier. They're reloaded, shots out. He's still burning. I could have just let him burn to death, but we'll kill him this way and still score Arsonist. I have not picked up Arsonist in a long time. You know, as a battleship driver, I rarely fire HE. Notice really working hard to get around this little spit. Once I do that, I'll be able to come hard right, bring my guns to bear. I've got AP loaded. The Orion just took some major damage from the carrier. He's burned his repair. I think he just took another torpedo. And shots out. That'll do it. We have unleashed the Kraken again. Not a lot of damage, but, hey, Kraken's a Kraken, and an arson. 72,000 damage, 43 gun hits. Even shot down a plane in there. 5 kills, 3 fires. Very unusual for me to get 3 fires. I usually go the entire match not even firing a single round of HE from the main guns. Normally when I set a fire, it's from the secondary batteries. Number 2 on the team, the Hosho driver. Good carrier driver. I got to keep an eye out for that guy. Maybe recruit him for the clan. And did real damage to most of the targets. I mean, nothing was a genuine kill steal. I mean, it's not like I picked off some guy with just 500 health points or something. So, I feel pretty good about it. It wasn't absolutely devastating, but, it was a legitimate game. Hope you enjoyed this episode of World of Warships with X-Brad TC, and we will catch you soon.